such a vibe, that opening.
It is, man. Never fails to get me a little pick me up mood there, right?
I know, right? I told Doug, Doug, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here tonight.
And then that thing pops.
Then the music's like.
That's right.
Anyway, yo, Sun Crusher,
summer ale, baby.
Yeah, 5.3. Juicy and refreshing with radiant citrus notes.
Mm. So, what is your opinion of it? What do you think?
I think it's juicy and refreshing with radiant citrus notes. Nah, I mean, explains it pretty well. I mean, really, you can see how nice it is. It's Revolution, Doug. Yeah, lawnmower, shower,
all that stuff. Yeah, you know.
You know better than me about the shower beers because I don't do them right. So, but this is a can though, so it'll work. Yeah, but I would want to pour it in a glass though.
Get yourself a plastic glass.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Or just don't drop the glass one.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't want to drop it if it had beer in it anyhow, but still, get your point.
All right.
Yeah, I get your point.
Look, the same people don't think you could store beer on the side, so
I got yelled at for that. So that was funny.
Right, and I got yelled at for the shower beer, so we're one for one. So. Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with something that's actually not a beer, and I'm doing it in honor of our friend Ren, who this Juneteenth did his opening with the Mecca Bev House. So Mulinated Meadery now has a spot to sell their mead. So this is his coffee mead, Stay Woke Coffee Mead. Which, great name, Ren.
I see what he did there.
Yeah, that was well played. There. The great thing about this, man, is the coffee is just lovely on the nose, just super lovely. I had this when I was playing D&D with some friends the other day, and I opened it so that they could try some. But yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of my little Uncle Nearest Barrel Flow glass. So, man, just the coffee smells on that are superb.
Ren shit is always, it never sounds great to me, and it's always amazing.
Yeah, you think coffee mead, right? Like what?
But
what? Man, the balance on this is just so good. Mead is so traditionally pretty sweet. It's a little sweet, but the coffee just plays just absolutely perfectly with this. This is delicious. So well played, men. Ren, and congrats on hooking up with Mecca Bev House. So cheers. Cheers.
Yeah, Doug. So yeah, I don't know. We don't got much to talk about, so we're just gonna mix it up. So Doug, let's mix it up. Let's start with the mix up and saying, talk about this.
Oh yeah. So next month for Mortal Content, I'm really looking forward to having a comic book chat with Amanda Diver and Casey. Casey did let me know that he looked at his calendar and he might be camping, but he's not sure if he's going to be able to make it or not. So I may have to find a backup for that. But regardless, Amanda is in. We've had Amanda on this show several times. Great guest, just super funny. And has comics coming out all the time on top of all the other things she works on. So that's going to be a really fun one. So.
Yeah, and don't be fooled. If you haven't seen a Mortal Content, Doug is very much like he is here because, well, he's Doug. So there'll be comic talk. There'll probably be movie talk. There may be TV talk. There may be. So it's going to be, there will be comics though, for sure. We will talk about that, but there'll be a whole bunch of things because, well, also too, not only because Doug's wild and likes to just handle like so many different things in one time, Amanda does too. so there's that, you know what I mean? There's that angle there for sure. And Amanda's just so diverse in her talent. It's hard to just stick on one, but this is the first dedicated Mortal Content comic book show, right?
That's correct. So and I'll be honest, I'm not well versed in comics. So like I'm going to be looking forward to learning more about it. And Casey's drawn comics. I don't know if he's ever had any published, but I know he's drawn them since he was a kid. So it'll be an interesting conversation because we will be able to just kind of explore the space of comic books, which is something I don't know a lot about. So, and that's part of the thing is like I consume a decent amount of media. There are people like Hops Geeks News. Those folks consume way more media than I do. So there's, I know a little bit about some things. I don't know a lot about most things in media. So, thanks, Greg, for also kind of. Yeah, but thanks, Greg, for kind of putting it in my brain to kind of explore that sort of thing. So, kudos to you, sir, for helping.
Well, yes. And I will take that. But also, though, you mentioned it, so let's talk about it a little bit. So one of the things about you, Doug, is that you may not know, you don't have to know about a lot to have a conversation about it. I kind of feel I'm the same way. I think that's maybe part of the reason why this has worked for so long. But I don't know if you want to talk about what you recently did on Mortal Contact, which was High Peak News, but that was also a subject that you're really not enthralled in, which is
fun. Yep. So we did Marvel Universe, went a lot of different places. They're great. Like they're like wind up toys. You just set them loose and they just go. And it's
Matt especially.
and I mean it's great because we went on tangents multiple times. I got roped in that I have to watch 3 episodes of Supernatural at least, and that I was like, we got up to the show and I looked up. Oh yeah, I'll give Supernatural a try. 15 seasons. No, that is too many seasons. And Lauren was like, "Hey, I will watch Love, Death, and Robots if you'll watch 3 episodes of Supernatural." So I'm gonna probably watch that with my wife because her one friend is very into Supernatural, wants her to kind of explore the universe. And the good thing about that, if I do go 3 episodes in and I'm done and I'm good, and Jill's the type that's like, "Well, I'll just keep going." And so she's much like you, like binge watcher, can just really knock stuff out, and I'm too antsy. I can't sit that long. So yeah. But it was a fun conversation, and I highly recommend you go back if you have a couple hours just to sit back and listen to people wax poetic about media. Yeah.
And also, there's enough episodes. I'm not even sure that you could even binge watch them all. So there's that. There's both there.
Yeah. Daniel mentioned that One Piece. We did briefly discuss anime, and One Piece apparently has like 1,000 shows. Like literally 1,000 episodes, and like some of their fight scenes take like 30 episodes to complete. And I'm just like, that sounds exhausting. My youngest son was like, loves anime, and he got like 200 episodes in. He's like, I can't do this. This is too much. Like he just kind of gave up because it was too many. So
can't do this. Wow. So happy Juneteenth, y'all. Juneteenth was I chilled. I didn't do anything. I think Juneteenth is a holiday that as far as Black people goes, I think Black people should do whatever the hell they want on that day. So if it's and be constructive, it's cool. If it's sit on your ass, it's cool. If it's be stereotypical and smoke weed and eat watermelon, that's cool. Watermelon. I can't with y'all. Did you see this stuff? Hold on. Now that I said this, give me a little bit of time here to find this fucking stupid shit. Because there's always dumb shit around. I always say it, Doug, there's dumb shit around.
Always.
Black History Month and fucking this at this point, Doug, I know it infuriates you most of the time, some of this shit. But at this point I just gotta laugh. This is the chuckle for this week, which is
oh my god. Yeah. That is the most tone deaf, silly stuff. It's terrible but funny all at the same time, if that makes sense.
It's terrible but funny at the same time. And like, look at the display too. Like, again, tell me you have no Black people working there. Like, what are we doing? And
like,
it's almost like white people don't like watermelon. That's weird too. White people like watermelon more than. I'm just whatever, Doug. What do you say about this?
They're probably like, hey, maybe we should ask, ask Greg in the back there. Is this okay? Like, you know what I mean?
Somebody, what are we doing? And then it's this one, like, Doug. I just don't know.
I don't know what people.
I just don't fucking know.
I feel like everybody knows that is a.
Look at this one. Free at last. Like,
oh God. Oh my word. That's terrible and funny all at the same time. Funny that someone thought that was appropriate and terrible that it was there. Oh my God. Maybe Daniel. Yeah.
So, Doug, we're here to do good work here, and we're also good to lead people. But on a non-funny note, I have gotten a couple messages from some of my well-meaning white friends. I don't have bad-meaning white friends, so I don't even know why I have to say that. Some of my well-meaning white friends about being confused, Doug, about how to celebrate this holiday, and it's this interesting couple of questions where because I kind of feel a certain way about this, like, should you say happy Juneteenth? Is it a happy event? Like, do we say happy Memorial Day? It was my response, and yes, we do. So I think that as far as that one goes, again, I think we spoke on this, Doug, about it. Once it becomes a federal holiday, you know what I mean? It just gets taken to that status where everybody is, in my opinion, allowed to, celebrate it. Obviously, don't misappropriate it. But we've seen what they did with Martin Luther King Day and Black History Month and all that. So, like, we have a template, in my opinion, on how to behave during this time, if that makes sense. The same thing goes for, Pride Month and, other, marginalized groups that we celebrate, that we have special times for them. I mean, these rules apply everywhere, But in case people had, that's not, we're done with y'all. It's this. So our friend April Dove, I don't know if you saw Doug posted this, so shout out to April if you're here. If not, I think April's not working, so she's probably out hopefully having a good time on a Friday, because she's usually working on Fridays, slaving at the hospital. So hopefully April is not watching, actually.
that was an interesting way to phrase it. Slaving at the hospital. Greg.
Well, sorry.
That's okay.
But it's kind of, it's. I can say it, Doug, but you can't. I can say that, but you can't. Correct. But working hard at the hospital. Sorry, y'all. Our friend April Dove. Shout out to April, but she wrote this, and I just wanted to kind of talk through it. How to show solidarity on Juneteenth. First of all, learn the history. That's a great one. Understand what Juneteenth commemorates. Literally because none of us knew about it 5 years ago, and that's just the way it is. No one knew about Juneteenth 5 years ago, and it's been a national holiday for 3 years. Support Black-owned businesses. Shop online with Black entrepreneurs, artists, and creators. Yep, I went to lunch and grabbed some takeout from a wonderful Black-owned business, and it was great. Actually, the food was excellent. Donate to organizations that do the work. Of course, we don't have to get into that one. That's obvious. Attend local events. There's even Madison, Wisconsin's got a bunch of different Juneteenth events. One's tomorrow. Unfortunately, we under a heat warning, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it this year. But last year, I volunteered, and it was one of the funnest volunteer jobs that I ever did. It was great. Number 5, have the conversations. Honor the day without making making guilt or making it about guilt or personal validation. That's wonderful. Number 6, amplify Black voices. Share books, podcasts. Your boy does a podcast. Your boy does a podcast that, or produces some podcasts that this guy's in. And so you can Yeah. Stories by Black creators. Y'all know. Y'all can tell. Whether it's Ren with his mead, whether it's Libco, whether it's Moores. Shout out to Moores. Congratulations for winning the Sam Adams thingy, Doug Moores
Yes,
Spear from Chicago. Shout out to them. I don't know. Actually, I don't know them personally. They're one of the few black-owned breweries that I don't know that I've had a chance to meet that I don't know in person. But shout out to them. But Funky Town. I mean, there's a black-owned business. Uncle Nearest is on everybody's liquor store. So let's go, y'all. Let's go. Amplify Back Voices. Our boy, what's our boy? Distribute from Illinois. There's just so many. But yeah, and Reflect, y'all don't center honor today without making it about guilt and personal validation. Center Black freedom and excellence. So I don't know. I'm gonna save. Excuse me. I'm gonna save this one and we'll bring this out every year. But Doug, do you have any comments on what I'm showing here?
All of that. Also, listen. Literally, just listen. Seriously, listen and be receptive and be willing to adjust yourself accordingly, because that's the thing is if you don't, or if you aren't willing to listen and then realize, oh, I'm not helping or I could be doing more, then that's what you need to reflect on and be able to willing to change.
Boom. And this isn't everybody's involved now, y'all. So everybody, this is an American holiday. Let's treat it as such. For better, for worse. The better part, not the worst part.
Yeah.
We
definitely for the
complicated history. Yeah, we have a complicated history with every motherfucking holiday too. So we're not gonna act like we don't. And this is probably yet another one, but hey, we'll just work through it and take the positives where we can. So cool on that, Doug. Actually, you have something else or no?
I wanted to ask. I didn't know that was is that the Juneteenth? I'm gonna say flag for lack of a better term.
Yes, sir.
Because this is the first time I'm seeing that, and that's something I should know. So thank you for putting that there.
Yeah, I had it last year, but yeah, it's Juneteenth flag. I don't know. I think it's pretty.
I agree.
So now Black people fight about this flag, though. We fight about everything.
But why do they fight about the flag? I'm curious.
So this is So this is the Juneteenth official American flag. Now there's one, Doug, that is black, red, and green, like the traditional black colors, if that makes sense. Black liberation colors. So there's one that's in that color, and then we fight about that because the diaspora of the black diaspora, we have these clashes where Black people from America, we talked about this before, clash with Black people from Africa. And we're not from Africa, we're Americans. That's true. But clearly, you go far back enough, we're from Africa. So then there's this line where we argue about it. And most of it, in my opinion, is goofy, fucking divisive bullshit. But I think every group, any kind of group that's a group, has this issue, if that makes sense. So,
sure.
I mean, we accent the Democrats and Republicans, and those are two good groups to show that while you could be on the quote same team, you could still fight hard and still hate each other on the same side. So it's wild. But yeah, so that's the Juneteenth flag. I don't know. That's the one I use. It's about America. Bad America, but it's about America. So cheers to that. Cheers to Rod. I see is here.
Yeah, welcome, Rod. Rod, you missed it, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
But Rod, I just wanted to say I popped in here. This was the first thing I had. It was from Ren, who's been on show, and his meadery, which is now part of Mekabev, and glad that they were able to have a place to sell their mead now. So that was a coffee mead that I think you would find really good, Rod. That was super good.
It's probably excellent. It sounds, I wouldn't say horrible, but it doesn't sound great. But none of Ren's meats ever, Ren's like, here. And I'm like, what is it? It's whatever he says. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it because it's you.
And I'm like, process.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Right. So I do want to stay on Juneteenth a little bit, but we're going to get into Yeah. All right, Doug. I want you to react to one of the best creators, I think, on TikTok. His name is, I don't know if you're familiar with him, Good Trouble.
I love
He
Good Trouble.
is, yeah, he is he's a former biker, actually literal like cycling bikeless, y'all, like a competitive guy. And he's just one of the most unpacked white men that I know of, actually. And yeah, this came out today, Doug. It's
All right.
oh
I'm
wait,
ready.
we can't see it. Oh, what's going on? Hold on. Now,
Think you think it's a
oh wait, I gotta take. Yeah. You complicate this though. Fucking StreamYard now. Is she up there? No.
Hold on. It's not playing. It's just scrolling. So give it a second.
Mm-hmm.
Come
This is
on.
what I like. Yeah, but it's really fast to show that. It's really fast to show fucking Kroger, of course. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's try it again. Here we
go.
Everybody. Republicans fought to free the slaves. Democrats did not. And the reason why this holiday existed in Texas is because Democrats decided not to tell the people that they enslaved that they were free. The reason why this holiday even existed is because in Texas is because Democrats decided not to tell the enslaved people that they were free.
First of all, this is the smile of unearned confidence. Second of all, you're saying that this shouldn't be a federal holiday based on your misunderstanding of who told who the enslaved people were free and who was holding them? Did I get that? It stands to reason that if the roles were reversed, you would be saying that it would be fine to be a national holiday? What the fuck is even your argument here? It was conservative Texans that enslaved people 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. Conservative fucking Rafael Cruz, okay? That's who would have done that. This is an insane, incoherent argument, which, I mean, yeah. Juneteenth is a day to reflect on our dark history of slavery and to celebrate the resiliency of black people and African Americans and to acknowledge that the pursuit of freedom and equity is still ongoing thanks to certain people.
He's great. He just goes at people. He doesn't give a shit. Like, it's great.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the subject matter?
The funny thing is she wasn't wrong that Republicans were the ones that technically freed slaves, but she doesn't account for the fact that the parties completely flipped roles in the middle of the 20th century. They completely flipped roles. So what he's saying is right, is that conservatives are the ones that kept the people enslaved. So he's right there. She just doesn't acknowledge that. Also, it's always white people that make this point. And if it was such a feather in the cap of Republicans, you would hear nothing but Republicans yelling about how they were the ones that removed slavery and all that stuff. But they don't, because that means you have to acknowledge that black people are real and deserve equity. So my 2 cents.
Right. And then you have to acknowledge, if you acknowledge what happened then you have to acknowledge how you are now. And and
can't do that.
No, we can't do that. So while we're reacting, Doug, I wanted to we were talking about Juneteenth, so it was a good reaction. Now we'll go to this.
See if it comes up.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason it's being...
Well, then you switched and went back and then it worked. So maybe we try that.
Okay. So let's put this bullshit back on the
Kroger again. Yeah, fucking Kroger.
Free at last. Wow.
I like how they use the app symbol too. That's very
it's really tacky. Like,
it's very millennial Gen Z.
Tacky as fuck.
Struggle meals of all time.
Here we go.
First, we're going to start with our honorable.
You can hear him, right?
The peanut butter and jelly sandwich. PB&J is the humble hero.
I'm gonna go get my second
and
one.
Late night snacks. Quick, cheap, somehow always hits the spot. Sweet, salty, nostalgic, somehow always available. I bet you have every ingredient to make a PB&J right now. Number 5 on our list of top 5 struggle meals of all time, microwave nachos. Tortilla chips and shredded cheese is the original boy dinner and has sustained plenty of divorced dads throughout history. Microwave nachos proves that struggle can still feel like a celebration. It's what you made when your fridge was empty, but your imagination wasn't. Number 4 on our list of top 5 all-time struggle meals, cinnamon toast. We talking butter, sugar, cinnamon on a piece of bread. That's it. That's the list. It's dessert. It's breakfast. It's therapy. Tell me I'm lying. Number 3 on our top 5 list of all-time struggle meals, buttered pasta. This is survival in a bowl. $1 for a box of spaghetti, 50 cents for a stick of butter. No sauce, no protein, maybe a little bit of salt. Buttered pasta is a cornerstone in the diet of the children, the poor, and anybody anywhere on the spectrum. Number 2 on our list of top 5 all-time struggle meals, top ramen. There are multiple generations of people raised on those 25-cent packs of sodium and hope. You can keep it classic or you can chef it up. Maybe cut up some hot dogs, chop little slices in there, maybe boil an egg. Ramen was always there even when your bank account wasn't. And if you made it this far, like, follow, and share for more content like this. Number 1 on our list of top 5 all-time struggle meals, the grilled cheese sandwich. The grilled cheese is the Beyonce of struggle meals. Simple, soulful, universally loved. Crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside. It never judged you. It just fed you.
Doug, you wanted us to play that. What's going on?
I have some issues with this list. Listen, I grew up fairly poor, and so I agree that there's struggle meals. Now, one thing, now it might have been where I grew up or how I grew up, but buttered pasta was never a struggle meal in my house, never. And also microwave nachos, dude. Come on. Maybe that's for other people. The other thing I will say is grilled cheese is not a struggle meal to me. Even though it might be cheap, I don't feel like that's a struggle meal. I feel like that's like grilled cheese is fucking excellent. And, you know, I don't know. I just, for some reason, that doesn't strike me as a struggle meal. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, that said, I think top ramen that's the ultimate struggle meal because everybody has had like, well, I can buy packs of ramen for $2 and that will be my dinners for 2 weeks because it's super cheap. You know, I think to me that's the god level tier of struggle meals. I love cinnamon toast, so that's a good one. Peanut butter and jelly is number 2 to me. PBJ is just when I was living on my own, I was like super poor and I ate PBJs and ramen, and that was my 2. Again, this is personal for me, but yeah. So yeah. There's a few good comments coming in here too. So yeah.
Where was the peanut butter? Where was the peanut butter and banana thing?
See, that felt fancy to me because bananas were not as cheap to me.
Okay. What about those fluff sandwiches?
Oh, I hate
what about yeah, that's horrible. But fluff you have to but like yeah.
Hey, there's lots of people that love fried bologna sandwich or fried spam sandwiches. My brother still eats those. Ketchup and saltines, I've done that. That was more like I literally had nothing, and it was I had ketchup and a thing of saltines. That's what I ate.
I feel that this could have happened in any state that Kroger is in. Literally anyone. So, I mean, I get you, but it could have happened in literally any state, Rod. Literally.
Yeah.
But yes. So I wouldn't be surprised. And you can name all 50. You could say California, and I wouldn't be surprised. Again, to me, the last election showed that, actually. Mm-hmm. So. your wonderful Great Wall of what? Your swing states of what? What, y'all? What? Anyway, so yeah. Oh, it would so happen here in Madison. It was so happen. The tone deaf whiteness here, it is so fucking wild. It is so wild, the tone deaf whiteness here. And they vote 80,000, 100,000% Democrat. So it's just wild. It's wild. I could so see it. It is a perfect Wisconsin. It would be perfect. It would be chef's kiss Wisconsin if Kroger did it here. And Kroger does have it here, but they're not Kroger's. They're Pick and Saves and Metros. I don't think we have a Kroger in the state. We might have a Kroger in the state, but we have Pick and Saves and Metros. And Pick and Saves are the worst, some of the worst supermarkets, in my opinion, period. They're horrible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Great Wall of
China.
Yeah, so I don't know, Doug. That was funny. The struggle meal thing. Yeah, grilled cheese. I think is just like that. Grilled cheese, like you can make you can make literally 20 grilled cheese sandwiches, Doug, from one loaf of bread or something. You know what
That's fair. That's fair.
And then well, and then you have like the government cheese back in the day. You know what I mean? So then all you need is a loaf of bread, and then you got 5 dinners right there.
Well, the other thing that I would say that was a struggle meal for me was like Kraft mac and cheese, because you could get them shits for 35 cents. And if you had butter and a little bit of milk, and you didn't even technically need milk, you could make it with water. Like you get a box, and that was 2 big meals, and it filled you the fuck up, and it was cheap as shit. Like that feels like a struggle meal to me too. But again, and sometimes it wasn't even a matter of getting like the Kraft; it was like the store brand mac and cheese, which was terrible, but was very filling and cheaper.
Mm-hmm. I love my grandparents, but they were the champions of the struggle meal. They came from Tobacco Row, like literally descendants of slaves. We were literally, and like my grandmother she was the one. She was. I don't know if I ever told the story on stream, but I like to tell it to people close to me. Me and her used to argue over wingtips, because she would eat the wingtip stub, and I wouldn't eat them. That third weekly no meat thing, and I would just throw them out, and she's like, there's meat on that, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? I never said that to her, but it was in my head though.
It's a good one.
Tuna of the sea, what is that?
What is chicken of the sea. Chicken of the sea.
What is it? Yeah, what was that brand?
Starkist.
Yes, that is by definition, in my opinion, a struggle meal. Tuna fish sandwiches were egg salad sandwiches.
Oh, my parents would make once a week tuna casserole, and it was the grossest thing.
Yes. Now tuna, like fillets and stuff, Doug, I think you would agree is good shit.
It's good, but like
or like tuna served in a way, right? But put in that can, and you gotta. It's just a fucking mess. But a good tuna steak, cooked good. I've had like great tuna sandwiches too. Not like that shit. Like like a fillet of tuna and like a roll and stuff. Doug, what are you drinking? My bad.
Oh, I was at a brewery that recently opened, I think 2 or 3 months ago, called Owego Brewing Company, and this is an old ale they made. It's 5.7%, so it's very dark, but it's a good like English old ale. But man, is it really tasty! It's very dark and yummy. So, like for an old ale, like 5.7, that's a really nice, drinkable old ale to me. So, also
that roasty taste.
Yeah, the roasty flavors in there too. So it's really delicious. I really like this one. That brewery itself is they make a lot of, none of their beers are over like, I think 5.7 was the highest beer, and they had 10 beers on tap. And I just like, and they make a lot of sort of classic styles. It's not all IPAs. It's a bunch of different shit. So I really like that brewery. It's new. I hope it makes it. It's how it is. Just started last year. So yeah. I was going to say, Rod asked, or Daniel asked, in oil or water about the tuna, and water. Like I think Rod said the oil was for the fancy folk. Yeah, because it was a little more expensive. That leads to me. So it's funny, like when you rehash the stuff you had when you were a kid, realizing, oh, my parents really didn't have that much money.
No.
Is there a struggle meal you go back to, like something that you have when you were young that was like, oh, there's like a nostalgia for it, even though it isn't all that great?
Yeah, it's the mac and beef. You just take like ground beef, macaroni and cheese, and then just dump a fucking like any kind of like spaghetti sauce in it. You know what I mean? It could be just fucking ragu, and it's just noodles, sauce, and beef. That's it. And if we had like the Parmesan, like we were lucky to have the Parmesan in the green thing.
Yeah,
like,
that was a luxury.
That was a luxury, absolutely. Now we got like, what are you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say now you can't do that. Now you have to have your shredded, like real Parmesan, or do you have one of those Parmesan things, Doug?
Yeah. And we always had to. What my wife calls it shaker cheese, where it's like you have to shake it in the can to loosen it up, and then
that's horrible. You're gonna say something about Parmesan cheese?
No, what I was going to say is what you were describing to me sounded a lot like the kind of homemade hamburger helper thing, where you would have like mac and cheese. Like my parents would do mac and cheese and just saute up some ground beef and throw it in. And that was like their version of hamburger helper, which tasted better than regular hamburger helper. I always thought regular hamburger helper tasted terrible, but yeah.
I wouldn't say this tastes terrible, but I'm not a fan of this at all, actually, though. Daniel, did you have this? Were you a fan of this? Because I am not.
I didn't get that one. Which one is it?
No, not you didn't get it sent to you. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to, because this is not good. Or in my opinion, I'm not a fan. It's 10% Hero. It's a revolution. Rosé. It's
a juicy
rosé. Yeah. Hazy Imperial. It might be old or something. I don't know. I got it from Maggie though, so I don't think it would be old.
Probably not old, but just like the idea of like rosé IPA, that to me doesn't sound like a great combination.
I don't know. Maybe it's. Hold on, let's see. What do we got? 4, 15, 25. No, it's good. It's good. I don't know. Maggie wouldn't give me bad beer. It's overly malty. I guess they had to put a big malt background to try to get it up to fucking 10%. And I'm not really feeling all the fucking hops. And this feels like a malty mess. And I'm just not a fan. Maybe it was better. It probably was better like 2 months ago. I'm not a fan at all. Whoa.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like a great combination. And trying to make an IPA like that 10%, like getting even like a triple IPA to that is difficult to get it to that ABV. So, yeah, too much dextrin. I mean, yeah,
it's a flavor combo. That's the facts. So yeah, we'll put that aside. 2 IPAs down. I think we'll go for one more, Doug. I want to keep it kind of tight tonight, if you don't mind.
Sure. Can I just? I don't want to make one comment on the struggle meal, and my go-to still is PBJs. I fucking love PBJs. I can eat them all the time. Sorry. Now let's move on.
Do you like peanut butter and jelly beers?
I've had a few. I've had one that I think was decent. Most of them, the combination just seems off to me. What is really good is peanut butter and jelly on burgers.
Oh,
that sounds gross, but man, is that fucking good. So,
all right. Well, you brought it up, so I got a burger picture for us. Let's do this.
All right.
Are you trying to get a third beer in this time today?
Maybe, but we'll see. And maybe not. This is a 32-ounce thing, so I might just stick with that. So, grape, not strawberry, for the burger. FYI, strawberry would be bad, I would think. So anyway, let's that face.
He's had a bunch of struggle meals, you can tell.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. Did this go up? So, let's do like your top 3, because then it'll get interesting, actually, if that makes sense. And then how about 2 that you'll just completely shoot into the sun, never to see again? So let's start with the 2 to shoot into the sun, never to see again. To me, this is kind of obvious. It should be. I know Doug has a personal vengeance against one of these, and we'll get to that at some point. But and then it'll probably be one that he shoots into the sun, but he shouldn't. I'm just telling you. The 2 that should be shot into the sun, and everybody should agree, in my opinion, is Burger King and McDonald's. Like, why? What? Like, they are the bottom of the barrel, period. I don't care what you say. And if people hate on White Castle, fuck you. That's where I'm at. Now, Doug, what are your 2 to shoot into the sun forever as I brace over here?
I can heartily agree with McDonald's. Their burgers never taste good. Never. I've never had a decent burger from McDonald's ever.
The McDLT was a good one. Oh, no. The McDLT. Remember the one that you had, like, it was 2 sides and you had the fresh side? That was their best burger ever, period. Not in. Anyway, go on.
So my problem is I have not had Whataburger. That picture makes it look fucking terrible because
I've never had it either.
Flat as fuck.
Yeah.
So I know you're probably going to say I would pick Smash Burger. If I'm just going, and I've never had a Smash Burger, that brand either. But that Smash Burger picture there looks good. The Whataburger looks fucking terrible. So I'm going to pick Whataburger just based on that.
Yeah, I never had Whataburger, so I kind of just removed it from my thing. Now the top, I thought you were just gonna. I know you dislike In-N-Out, so I thought In-N-Out was gonna be shot into the sun.
No, I've never had. I think In-N-Out it gets a lot of hype, and I've had one In-N-Out burger, and I thought it was good. I didn't think it was remarkable. I just think.
Okay, so you just think it's overrated. Okay, that's different than disliking it. I got you. So to me, my top 3 are Five Guys, In-N-Out. I'm sorry, Five Guys, White Castle, In-N-Out. Yes, White Castle. White Castle is excellent because, at least for now, for me, they are the size that I can eat.
Yeah, there's that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's like little, you know what I mean? Like little, they're little sliders, and you can get like
they're sliders. So yeah,
they're little sliders, and they're fun. And usually, when you're eating White Castles, because you're either too drunk or too high to like anything else. And it's just one of those things. Hell, they even made how many movies? Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Like White Castle is this classic, y'all. I know it's probably the least quality burger besides McDonald's and Burger King, and that's why they're there. I see that Rod's like, yeah, flame grilled, but whatever. Like that, respectfully to Rod, that I'm not coming after Rod. I'm just coming after the burger. That wore off when we were young, from my opinion. Like that whole flame broiled thing. Now it's just low quality. Like it's all right. I don't know. And then I've never had Smash Burger, Doug, but I would have it. And Shake Shack's really good too, Doug. I don't know if you ever had Shake Shack. And then out of the low tier burgers, I would say that Wendy's is definitely the top tier of the low tier. Doug, what are your top 3, and then give your comments on it like I did.
The top one by a mile is Five Guys. Five Guys burgers just are fucking great. They're juicy. They're messy in all the right ways. I've never had a bad burger from Five Guys.
The only problem with Five Guys is, and I know Doug agrees, that they're $50 fucking now. So like
they're way expensive. They're way expensive for sure.
And then
yeah.
And then, Doug, before you go on, we have to talk about the fries at Five Guys. You know, like, even if in this conversation, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, those fries are just that whole bag thing, and
Well, you know, the whole story about that is they would load up with fries because the fries were like inexpensive, so people thought they were getting a deal, even though they were spending $20 for the burger. They're spending like $4 for the fries, but to get so many fries, so it made them feel like they were still in. They weren't getting ripped off. So that was like the people at the board did that. And yes, Cajun fries at Five Guys are really, really, really good. Really good. My second favorite, and it's going to sound second is Wendy's. I love Wendy's burgers.
Okay.
Why? I can't tell you. I think it's more of nostalgia. Like, you know how White Castle's a nostalgia thing for you? Like when you're Like, so there's that. Now my third favorite out of all these, and I'm only going like on the ones that I've had. Shake Shack burger was really good. I've had
Shake Shack's good.
they're really good.
Shake Shack's
Excellent.
really good. Yeah. And so this comment, Doug, this is really interesting. I want to say that this is part of the reason why you don't like smash burgers, actually, because that's Culver's make smash burgers and they make them fucking awesome, and they call them Kurt butter burgers. They don't call them smash burgers; they call them butter burgers, but they're basically smash burgers. But Culver's burgers, if they were on here, they would be my top. They would be my top 3 for sure. I think In-N-Out would get slid out. Actually, In-N-Out is not as good as Culver's. So yeah, Culver's is great. I don't know, Doug. Whenever you get out here, you gotta wait for me to come. You gotta come out here. Wait, we'll all go together to Culver's so I can see your response. And
Absolutely,
we can shoot a video. So that would be cool.
I'd be down for that.
Doug, have you heard about Freddy's?
I've never heard of that place in my life. See, it's funny, Freddy's, and I said Five Nights at Freddy's because that's a dumb joke. So sorry about that.
Oh yeah, but our friend Wendy did all the she did all the uniform, or I'm sorry, all the costumes for the one that's coming up in December. So that's gonna be good. Yeah, there we go. I think that's why it's on your mind, because of our friends. So yeah.
And now we're
don't do it, Daniel.
Always
don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, Wendy's has a nostalgia, but have you seen, Doug, at Wendy's that they're doing you see what they're doing to the Frosties now? Basically Frosties are Blizzards. Oh, you can add things into Frosties. They got all these different colors, and like they got a Frosty of the month now, Doug, where it's like they got a blueberry one, and it's just they're doing way too much.
I was okay when they started doing like vanilla Frosties. That felt fine. Okay, you branch out a little bit, not going too far afield. Also, the great thing about Frosties is getting the Wendy's fries and dipping the fries in the Frosties. That is awesome. It is the weirdest combination that you think shouldn't work, and just absolutely slaps every fucking time you try it.
It's definitely not a struggle meal, right?
No. But I'm down to try. You know me, I'll try anything, especially if you're like, hey, this is really good. I want to try it because. And again, you and I both are in the same boat. I'll get a burger. I'll eat half of it, and then I'll save the other half for lunch the next day. So I'm not eating all the burger all at once. So, yeah. So also, the idea of a burger, I never dip the fries. Rod, my guy, please do that. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. I also think yeah. Oh, poor Daniel. I'm sorry, dude. Also, I think part of the burger thing. Yeah. I worked at a Hardee's in high school. Their burgers were fucking awful back then. So I don't know if they've changed, but man, they were terrible back then.
Hardee's? I thought Hardee's was all right, but we haven't had one forever. So.
No, I worked at one in high school, and then it closed like 5 years after I went to college, and then I've never seen it.
It should have been at least good back then. That was like 400 years ago.
Yeah. So thanks for making me feel older than I am. Great. Thank you.
For whatever. I mean,
yeah, I would say
if yours is 400, then mine is 398. So whatever. Go.
Fair point. My point with burgers, though, is I think also the fries matter as a combination. I really do think that matters. Like. Okay. That's why, like Five Guys, like the burgers are excellent, but the fries are good too, and they give you a mountain of them. But the other thing is, I used to really like Wendy's fries. They oversalt the shit out of them, so I can't eat them so much anymore. But like, the thing is, the best fries are none of these things, and not in a place that I'm not sure serves burgers at all, and it's Arby's. Arby's like curly fries are off the charts. Love those fries.
Arby's serves burgers now. I can confirm that.
Okay. I have never had a burger at Arby's because if I'm going to get some at Arby's, it's going to be a roast beef. So, what is your opinion as far as fries going with the burger? Does that matter?
It's important. It's important. It's important, and that's part of the reason why Five Guys again. It's to the top, on top of the quality of the burger, and the burgers are really good. You have that accent of fries. And that's what also I think that's what carried McDonald's along a while, which is fries. You know, people would get the fries and then they would just get a couple of hamburgers with it. You know what I mean? It was this easy. And now the fries have dipped off. So now you can see, you know, we see, you know, the support of McDonald's has dipped off, and they're trying to do a whole bunch of different things to keep people there and all that, lower the prices, all these things back, Crunch Wraps, all these dumb little fucking gimmicky things, because their fries have fell off, basically, in my personal opinion. Not only that, Doug, I think not only did their fries fall off, I think other people brought their fries up. Like the level of fries, I think people are paying more attention to it, and people are like trying to, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to be number one in anything. And you know, and even in a capitalistic society, especially in a capitalistic society where everybody could just take a run at you, there's, I think that's part of it too. Like, yes, McDonald's fries came down, but then, you know, the emergence of, because even you know, even Arby's has those curly fries, but I don't know if you know now, Doug, they have the crinkle fries. I don't know if you know, and the crinkle fries are pretty good there. They're pretty good. They're not horrible, but they're pretty good. And like, so there's even a fucking combo there, is what I'm saying. Like, there's even. You know what I mean? So there's even choices. Yeah. So, and then Wendy's changed their fries, Doug. Remember that now they're like home cut, house cut kind of thing, and they're pretty good. But you're right. They're Wendy's is a sodium mess, though. If you look at those sodium counts on there, it's fucking wild. Like it's all wild, yes. And you know, someone will be like, "Yeah, it's all wild, yes." But Wendy's is, trust me, because someone who looks at these labels, is this another level? Like they start with sodium saturated shit and then they add more sodium to it. So,
yeah, for sure.
Wendy's is really bad in this area, but their fries are I think their fries are okay. But another thing too, Doug, is like none of these fries, like all of these fries, in my opinion, like literally all of them, you have to eat like right there in the restaurant, because if they get any cold, like the value just goes. It's almost like driving a new car off the lot. Like you drive it home, and like by the time you get it home, if you're like 15 minutes away, your fries are going to be like. Then if you try to put them in a like your only salvation is putting them in an air fryer.
And that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Fries are great for, man.
Yeah.
You throw them in, and they actually get crispy and they're good. You microwave those shits and they're terrible. Yeah.
Right. Limping.
Yeah. I was never a big fan of McDonald's fries. They're always a little too thin. And you're right. The McDonald's fries, if you ate them 5 minutes after you got them, those things were like soggy, awful mess.
Oh yeah. 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes later, they were done. It's like,
yeah. If you had them in the store though, you ate them there, they were fire. They were like, especially right. Go on now.
Yeah. I don't know. I absolutely love fries. Fries are like my weakness. That and chips are like the things that I really shouldn't eat that I'd love to eat, of all things. So it matters to me of the fries. Like crinkle fries are not really my favorite. Waffle fries fucking suck. I can maybe have had 2 sets of waffle fries that I liked because they're super hard to cook evenly. And shoestring fries are the absolute worst because those things have no potato in them. They're just fucking crispy husks with nothing in them. I don't like them. So,
what the fuck is this?
That sounds like a heart attack on a fucking sandwich.
Yeah, and I'm
look at all the shit on that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're good on that, Doug. Yeah. I can't find myself getting fries as much. Yeah, I'm kind of with Rod too.
I love it. Good on you.
Yeah. I'll end up sharing with someone I'm with. Taking a couple fries, but I rarely order fries myself now. Yep, I agree with that. Yeah. Good onion ring is good. Yeah. Oh, okay. I've never had smash burger or Whataburger. Whataburger is with those fucking idiot brothers, right?
The Wahlbergs. No, that's Wahlburger.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Those are the idiot brothers. Yeah, okay. Or one of them's an idiot, one of them's not, right? Or something. Whatever. It's hard to keep up.
There's
I get them mixed up with the Baldwins. There's
way more Baldwins than there are Wahlbergs.
Yeah, and some of them are good and some of them are evil. It's just a fucking mess.
It's true. Very true.
I don't fucking. How do you keep up with all these white boys? I don't know what the fuck.
You're better off not. You're better off not keeping up with them. To be quite honest, don't fill your head with that nonsense.
Well, one of the Wahlburgers is married to that crazy lady, crazy vaccine. Yeah, right. Isn't he still? Is it? Wasn't it Marky Mark is married to her, or the other one?
No, Donnie Wahlberg. Donnie Wahlberg from New.
Okay.
It's on the block. Wahlberg, that guy.
I've heard they're good too. I've heard they're good. Actually, when we were in Vegas, I mentioned it to my fam, and I don't know, it didn't go over well because we never got there. But
I wanted to ask Rod about when he was touting Burger King's plain broiling for the burgers. What about their onion rings? Like if he wants onion rings, I used to love their onion rings, but man, they've really fallen off a cliff for me. Like it's solid on the burger. I used to get their onion rings instead of fries because I always thought Burger King's fries were terrible, but their onion rings are just not good anymore. It feels like there's no onion.
No, they used to be so good though. You're right.
Yeah, they used to be good. Now it feels like there's just no onion in them.
And actually,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go. No, go.
I was gonna say if I want onion rings, I want actual like a ring of onion in
real ones. Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say Burger King was the OG and onion rings, and back in the day, no one else made them, Doug. You know what I mean? You couldn't even get them at like we could get them at a high end restaurant, but we were never at a high end restaurant given our background. So, it was Burger King. It was Burger King. That's all we got. I used to say our high end, Doug, was the Ground Round. You remember that place?
Oh yeah, and that was not that high end.
No, it wasn't. But that was our high end. That was our high end, literally.
Yeah. Well, that was one of those places.
Oh, and Red Lobster too. Red Lobster.
And it's amazing how fancy that felt for us when we were kids, and now we're like, those places suck. And it's like if you're going to go out to eat, and if I'm going to spend $50 on a meal with me and my wife, I'm not going to spend it at Red fucking Lobster or there was actually a Ground Round in the mall near me until about 5 years ago.
Oh, I would have went. Just for nostalgia, I would have went. Was it horror? Did it go downhill? I assume.
Well, it went downhill and it closed. So yeah.
Well, yeah, but did it go before it closed? Did you go there any kind recently? Was it like
I went?
Was it like when we were kids when like the peanuts were on the floor? It was just an event, Doug, when we went as kids.
Yeah, it wasn't that anymore. And it was, everything was microwaved and very few things were cooked. Like most of those chains are. Really, most of that stuff was. So you had Ground Round, that was fancy. Bennigan's was middle class.
I never got to a Bennigan's. Never.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about like nostalgic places as a kid. My you used to have there for a while like the buffet things, right? Like Golden Corral. I used to love Golden Corral, and the only reason I love Golden Corral because they had a dessert bar where they had banana pudding every time I went. And I went up there and I loaded up with like 2 bowls of banana pudding at the end of the year because I love banana pudding. It wasn't great. And the cheddar biscuits, you're right, Rod. Those are good.
Right. Golden Corral is one of my favorite dine-in dashes. Yes, I'm a bad person.
That was Perkins for me when I was a kid. When I was in my teenage years, Perkins.
I also did it at the Denny's right across the street from the Daytona 500. So there's that.
Yeah.
Daytona Boulevard. Yeah. When I was in college. And yeah. I done it dash a bunch of times.
Yeah. I remember like Bonanza and Sizzler always felt like super fancy because they had steak.
Sizzler was high end. And then
my God.
That Old Country Buffet. Country Buffet.
Drop grazing for humans is a great way to say it. Go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
No, Bennigan's. No, Sizzler was high end. And then I forgot I was gonna say that led into another high end one. But yeah, Sizzler was high end. Oh. Also early when it came out, Boston Market was high end too. Then it went downhill. Then it became mediocre. Then it became like approachable. Then it was over. It was over then.
Yeah. And
Chi-Chi's?
Chi-Chi's still high end, even though that was very mediocre Mexican.
It's coming back though. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I heard that, but probably won't go there. Imagine all that. Think of all the local little Mexican spots you have where you're just like, those motherfuckers know how to make Mexican food. That's where I'm getting my Mexican food. I'm not going to
I'm
fucking
with
cheat.
you. I'm with you. Chi-Chi's might be fine, like if I'm caught in like an airport or something. You know what I mean? Like one of those situations. But yeah, and we were my family was talking about this today about Perkins. So Doug, rate these: Perkins, Denny's, and IHOP. So I just told my family, hold on, I just told my family it was Perkins greater than IHOP greater than Denny's. That's my what is yours?
Perkins, Denny's, IHOP. I think IHOP is the worst.
Okay.
That's a personal preference, though. You know what I mean? Like we all have our different things with that, but like I get it. I can see why IHOP will be ahead of Denny's on that list for you. I could totally see that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like
They're all,
Denny's is so much
Perkins
better.
is ahead. Yeah, Perkins is ahead, I think, and then those two are interchangeable. So, yeah, we still have all three.
Yeah, we have a Perkins and a Denny's and an IHOP in our vicinity. We have all three of those.
I'm waiting for one of them to blow up. I'm waiting for IHOP or Denny's to blow up, but I think it will be IHOP before Denny's.
Probably. I would think. Just
the
quality of that food there. The quality of any of those places suck, to be clear. But
they used to all be better, actually, way better. Oh my god.
Ruby Tuesdays. Damn. Damn.
And Chili's. Say Chili's, Daniel. That's you know
Chili's
Olive Garden.
Yeah, Chili's still feels like something that once you could find something in there that would be decent to eat. You know what? One that actually is I actually find pretty good for their sandwiches is Red Robin. That's a chain that
unlimited fries.
Yeah, well, not only that. Here's the thing. Let's say you go pick up an order of fries, or you order food for your family, and you want to pick it up. They will give you fries for the road. You get a little box of fries to take with you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just here's your fries for the road. I'm like, that's great. Fucking give me fries to eat on my way home. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the sunbar, the salad bar, and the sunroom. So yeah, man.
And sadly, many Wendy's still have that old fucking 70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. See, look. And Daniel, was that within this millennium?
Yep. I'm telling you, they make good sandwiches. The other stuff is mediocre, but their sandwiches are really spot on. Their burgers are good. Yeah.
So Roy Rogers was one of my favorites, actually. And the reason is because it had fried chicken.
Fried pickles.
Roy Rogers was, I don't know. And then Roy Rogers was phased out by Arby's, at least I thought.
Maybe I kind of stood in their corner a little bit.
Right.
I think Roy Rogers was trying to bridge a gap between Arby's and KFC a little bit. I thought they were kind of chewing it a little bit between the two, and it just didn't really work. So.
Daniel said 2008 he went to Red Robin.
Dude,
so
that's almost 20 years ago, guy. Jesus Christ. Hey, you know what? I have so many places to take Daniel when he comes here when we go to Barrel and Flow. I'm not sure I can fit everything in. And now I got to think about taking him to Red Robin, for fuck's sakes.
Y'all gotta get video of that shit.
Oh, man.
Like, are you trying to get in a third beer or no?
Not right now, but if you want to grab one, I'm still working on this. It's still got a lot left. So,
all right. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about closing up shop soon. Let me go see what's here.
Because I would like to do a little bit on the NBA and WNBA when you get back there. Yeah, Rod mentioned there's a Long John Silver's. There is actually, I know of one that's active, but it's not near. It's actually near my parents in Pennsylvania. But there was a Long John Silver's that was open for a bit, and then it closed up maybe 2 years ago. So what about Long John Silver's for you, Greg? When's the last time you saw one of those guys?
I used to love that place. It's been...
Okay. Daniel, I think are we going to Permonte? Oh, we could have Pittsburgh. Sorry, I was thinking. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a Permonte Brothers in Scranton, which is an hour from me, but we're not going to Scranton. Fuck that. Maybe we could do that in Pittsburgh if you really wanted to. I feel like that's more hype than anything, but
It is absolutely, positively, 100,000% hype.
mm-hmm. And that's from someone who loves fries, and they put fries in all their sandwiches. And I love fries,
and that's someone who went. Yeah, and this is someone who went open-minded, who wanted to try it and all that. I had one good experience at the one downtown. It was pretty good, and then I went with my family, and it wasn't great at all. And then my family got takeout, and it wasn't great at all. So go at your own risk. Yeah. But if you just want to have it for the nostalgia of it, go do it. But go to the original one.
Yeah, we can scout that one. So, what are you opening there, Greg? I hear
that. You can scout that one, but there's so many other good places. There's so many other good places.
This is crazy. 1.7 stars for John Silver's.
Someone should take that restaurant chain in the back and. Well, you know what they do in the back, right, Doug?
Sorry, that was funny.
We're not gonna get graphic here, Doug. We can get graphic about this though, maybe.
Oh yeah, hey, that was one I sent you.
Yeah, what's going on with it?
Well, I want to hear what you think is going on with it. I recall liking that one quite a bit.
And I like this one quite a bit. It's a great palate cleanser for that awful one I just had. In my opinion, awful. Mm-hmm. And wow, this is the first time for everything, man. This is the first time for everything. For me to say a Revolution beer was awful is not what I had on my bingo card today. But this is really good, light, refreshing drinker, dog fruity. It's a lot like this one. A lot like Sun Crusher.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just like the honey.
A lot like it.
The honey notes.
A lot like it. Honey, yeah, the honey. And then citrus. There's some citrus here hanging out.
Yep. Sure.
And it's not overly sweet with the honey.
Yeah.
Nice little balance at the end. You can tell it's a beer that tastes like beer with a little bit of honey, enough to notice, but not enough to be annoyed by it or put off by it.
Yeah, I'm gonna snag one of those, and I'm good with the old ale. I have some left, but I'm fine not drinking the rest of that. I have one I want to bring on, so I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. So
go ahead.
Oh, you were gonna say something.
I was gonna talk about my beer, but what did you have in mind, sir? What's up?
No, talk about your beer, and then we'll move on to what you want to talk about.
Yeah. So Canadian beer.
And then we'll get out of here.
Chocolate Manifesto.
Manny. I just see Manny. That's it.
Manifesto.
Manny, M-A-N-I. No,
Manifesto.
It's Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Manifesto.
So this is a chocolate milk stout, but it has like 3 different chocolates in it. So I've had this before, but I have not had this in probably 6 or 7 years. Yeah, Manifest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we'll change his name to that, and change his nickname to that in our group.
Yeah. This smells. I opened the can and it smells like a fucking chocolate milkshake. Yep, that's exactly right. From Flying Monkeys in Canada. So look at that, baby. It smells. I have a package of beer I'm going to be sending you. This will be included. If you've never tried this is superb from a smell perspective. Now we'll see if it tastes as good as I remember. Oh yeah. like a chocolate milkshake beer, but in a really good way. That sounds gross when you say it that way, but I'm telling you, man, the chocolate with the roastiness on the beer is just really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that is, I really, really, really enjoyed that one. So yum.
So 2 graphics, Doug. Number 1, not that one.
Yeah.
First game 7 since 2016. 2016 was an epic one with LeBron James and Steph Curry. We all remember.
Look how
And
young
then we have
Steph Curry and LeBron look in that graphic. Look how young they look.
Yeah, Steph Curry still somehow looks like he's young, but remember when he was young, he looked like a damn kid. It was wild.
Yeah.
And then the differences between all the games add up to 11 points, Doug, in 7 games. Or is it no, it's I'm sorry, it's 7. 2, 4, 6. No.
It's close. However you want to slice it. Yeah.
Thoughts on this?
I am really surprised Indiana has stayed around as long as they have. And that doesn't mean I think Indiana's bad. I just think Oklahoma State's excellent. And they have found ways, Indiana's found ways to like get Oklahoma City out of their crazy defensive stuff, which that's hard. Oklahoma City's defense is like statistically is one of the all-time great defenses, like on par with like the 2004 Pistons and the 90s Bulls, like when they were in like their super defensive heyday. So the idea that Indiana's finding ways to win games. Now, granted, Indiana has won 5 games this playoffs on a last-second shot, and hey, they just make things happen in weird ways, and they have one star who's not really a full star, and it's Tyrese Halliburton. He's hurt, but they just have a bunch of dudes that step up, and it's been an interesting series. And it's great basketball. Problem is they're not major markets, so the ratings are down. I give a shit about the ratings. This series has been great to watch.
Yeah, Indiana's resilient as fuck. I don't know how you don't like that. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about anybody. Up here though in Wisconsin, it's kind of a thing because they beat the Bucks the last 2 years in a row, and it's been really heated. It's been a really heated rivalry. And then you had the things with Halliburton's dad, and you also have the fact that Halliburtons are from Wisconsin. So it's really interesting dynamic here. Yeah, Halliburton is from Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Wow. Interesting.
So
I wouldn't have. If I was guessing Wisconsin, I would have guessed a big like Madison or something like that. What's Milwaukee?
And yeah, I mean we have some black people up there. Oshkosh is also well known for People's Brewing. People's Brewing was up there. But anyway, so that it's kind of complicated, but most Wisconsin fans hate Indiana. Halliburton also went to Iowa State, I believe, at one point, and then he transferred. Anywho, point is they're resilient as fuck. Can never count them out. It should be a really, really fun game. I expect OKC to win. I just feel that just like a lot of people, they're a better team, but Indiana is just a scrapper team. And I hope they can keep that team together because they're just fun to watch. And you got to love a team that's never out of it, no matter what happens. So, yeah.
I could say, listen, neither team has won an NBA championship before. Neither. Now, you could technically say Oklahoma State did when they were the Seattle Supersonics, but I think that's kind of wonky. Either one. And I want, this is going to sound weird, but when I would see teams that I feel look great, I want to see them win because I want greatness to be rewarded. With the one notable exception, and that's the New England Patriots, because fuck them. But I never wanted to see them win, except there's one time I did want to see them win, and that was when they were undefeated. And I wanted to see them beat the Giants because I want to see an undefeated season in NFL football. So that was the only time I ever rooted for the New England Patriots in a playoff. But, well, not true. I also rooted for them when they were playing, anytime they were playing the Steelers, because fuck them too. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care who wins. But I favor OKC because I want to see a black immigrant win the NBA championship.
Yes,
so then
sir.
y'all can try to deport him then. So anyway, that being said, yeah, Doug, both come from, in my opinion, awful states. So whatever at that point. Yeah. So you wanted to talk about the WNBA, which basically has broken out to Fight Club.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about. It is
And we didn't talk about that. For the record, y'all, we did not talk about that in pre-production.
No.
Doug said something during the show about, because I told him it's just I don't have much and I want to try to keep it a little close tonight, a little clean. And Doug's like, nope. Before we go, can we talk about the NBA and the WNBA? And I was like, sure. And then, but the WNBA has become Fight Club. Doug, your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So what's interesting is watching it. It has become not quite like the 90s where people just beat the shit out of each other, but just kind of shy of that, maybe a little bit. And the problem is, what's interesting is a lot of the coaches in the WNBA have been yelling about how the refereeing needs to step up because they're not controlling this. They're not controlling, kind of tampening down the tempers that flare, and that one thing happened with Caitlin Clark and and then there's another one where it's like a brawl that actually happened in another game. And it's just like, it's turning into now listen, basketball this year, even in the NBA, became a lot more physical than it's been in a while. Yeah, I'm with Rod. Listen, I like watching WNBA. It's super fun, especially now that Paige Buchers is in and all that. Like, there's some real good fucking players in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. And so it's just interesting because the coaches have been yelling about how the refs are just not meeting the moment. Like, the game has stepped up and it's a lot more physical. And you need to kind of officiate it as such so that these fights don't happen. It's just sort of interesting to watch because that's not what the WNBA has ever been known for. It's not been known to be rough and tumble in that fashion. WNBA has been physical for forever, but it's really stepped up this year, and especially with all the talent and the athletes that are in there now. And now it's just like, hey, maybe don't let all these people start beating the shit out of each other all the time, and stars actually make it to the playoffs. So,
yeah, they pulled Angel Reese by the hair, pulled her down by her braids. It's a bit of a mess, actually.
Yeah,
they fuck. But listen though, they've been fucking with Caitlin Clark.
I can understand almost none of what you just said there because you were laughing too much.
No, they just been fucking with Caitlin Clark, and it's just been funny. And now I don't know, that last exchange, she's fighting back too. So now I don't know, and y'all want to make this a racial thing, and it's funny though because this last Caitlin Clark thing, it was a white girl who came after her, so it's not a racial thing, y'all. It's just more of a I think a lot of people are noticing the pop. It's hard not to notice the popularity that Caitlin has. So this is sports, y'all. That means we want to be sending messages to people. We want to send messages to Mahomes, anybody who's good. That's part of the sports, is that you want to send a message to them that they're just not going to be able to come and score 25 on you. You know what I mean? They've been doing this to Steph Curry forever. That's why we have that's why we have Draymond Green. That's why I was telling my boys, why does they're like, why is Draymond Green? I mean, because of Steph Curry. He's always going to have a job as long as Steph Curry's there, because they go after Steph Curry. So and I was explaining to my boys who have no idea, Doug, what goons were in hockey before that shit was banned and before fights were banned, that they had a goon. And I was trying to tell them who Ty Domi was and how he was fucking Wayne Gretzky's goon. And they literally put him on the ice just to fight. And my kids were mind blown. They literally put him on the ice to fight. If somebody fuck with Wayne Gretzky, Ty Domi came out and fucking dropped the gloves with them.
Yep.
And then nobody fucked with Wayne Gretzky. And then nobody fucked with Wayne Gretzky magically after that. You know what I mean? So it was like there's a level of intimidation. So I think that what I'm saying is, I think in the WNBA, if we're not going to see that, we're going to start to see Draymond Greens come up, meaning women that are just out there to just enforce it. And like Caitlin Clark's going to get one. And I think she needs one. I don't think, like, again, if Caitlin Clark's on my team and she's my superstar, I don't want y'all taking runs at her like that. Like, what are you talking about? I want somebody there to be like, no, you're not going to fuck with her because she's going to score 35 and 10 for me, or Paige Buchers or whoever, like, you know, whoever your superstar is. No, I'm not letting y'all take runs at my superstar. That's not how it works. So I'm going to get somebody up here with some beef that's ready to throw down and get thrown out, ejected. You know, all the fucking Draymond Green just does it well. But he's just a fucking agitator. He's literally a fucking goon. Now, he's a goon that could score some points and get some rebounds and play. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to diminish Draymond Green's, you know, basketball ability, but we all know why he's there. Let's not do that.
Yeah, he's there. Now, to be honest, he actually is pretty integral to their offense, how they run offense for sure. And he's a great defensive player.
I'm saying that.
You can't shoot, but they run so much offense through him. So he's a good player, but he is a huge instigator. Absolutely an instigator.
But we know why he's there and what he does. And, you know, that whole, you know what I mean? Like there's right. And again, he's a great player, but part of that whole persona is, you know, make sure that you don't fuck around with Steph.
Uh-huh.
So, and again, I don't want anybody fucking around with Steph. So,
I want that guy to stay in as long as he can. The best shooter I've ever seen. I mean, ever. And his dad, prior to him, I think the best shooter I saw prior to him, like from a form perspective, was his father. That's crazy to think that, like, genetically that shouldn't really occur. You wouldn't think that, but like. And the funny thing is, his brother's a good shooter, but his brother's not nearly on the same level as him, of course. But like, they're all good shooters. So yeah, yeah. I'm going to argue with Rod. I'm not going to do it in this show because it would take me 30 minutes to argue with him. That today's players
put up one thing that you want to and just go at it. I'll be here. All
right. Here's the thing, Rod. You're going to say players.
No, hold on. What comment are you? Put up what comment you're gonna. Okay, yeah, cool.
Because I said I think the NBA should drop to 70 games to kind of eliminate the time management nonsense or load management, where they're like, "Well, I'm just going to take the night off because it's been 3 days." Well, whatever. Listen, this isn't the fucking 80s. It isn't the 90s. If you ever watch a game in the 80s and 90s, yes, it was physical, but fuck, people hardly played defense, or they only played defense in the fourth quarter. If you watch a game from the 80s, a regular run-of-the-mill game from the 80s, guys didn't really play defense until the fourth quarter. And I know you'll argue with me on that because there's a nostalgia for how tough it was and yada, 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 yada. But the amount of athletes that play in the NBA and how everybody runs, and it is constant. You have never seen more guys rip Achilles, and that's because everybody constantly runs. Everything's stretching, your movement, there's nonstop movement. It never stops going. And you can't take a break. You can't lax on it because everybody can shoot threes and everybody can move. And there's lots of, like, the amount of athletes that are in the NBA right now compared to what were in any other previous time, I think it's indisputably more athletes. That makes it harder for guys like TJ McConnell, for instance, to really succeed because he's not a supreme athlete. But I look at how guys run and how much they run and how much they have to stretch and how much effort they have to do. And there's no comparison from a perspective of defense to now to when it was back in the 80s and 90s. Not saying there weren't great defensive teams, there were, but the game then was much more compact. There weren't as many three-point shooters. Anybody who was 6'6" and above, you were not to be shooting threes. You were to be shooting mid-range jumpers, and you were supposed to be posting up. And that's not how it works now. And I just marvel at sort of the amount of athletes we have in the NBA now. Like, not everybody's good, don't get me wrong, but I think the idea that if you're going to say, well, they want to play less games, the demands on their bodies is way more from a speed perspective than anything we've seen before. Okay, God damn it, this fucking thing. Okay, people played through injuries, and how much did that shorten their careers? There were some great defensive teams. I didn't say there was. The problem was everything was in the paint. And if you went in the paint, you got fucking clotheslined. That's not great basketball to me. You watch Oklahoma City play defense, their defense is fucking awesome. And they don't do that shit. Now they're physical. I'm not saying you can't be physical. I'm just saying the speed and the athletes and the amount of people that can move at speed that are fucking Victor Wembanyama's 7'5" and he can shoot threes and like we've never seen that sort of stuff before. So I think the pressure of being able to cover the court way more than anything that we've ever seen before makes it a physical game in a completely different way and stresses your body in different ways. And I know you'll look at it and say, well, I want to see people getting hammered and getting knocked to the ground, Bill Laimbeer style. I don't want to see that. I never liked that shit. I never liked that shit. I never liked it. I didn't like it when the Knicks would play that way in the 90s. Where games were like 85 to fucking 79. I don't know how you can look at that and think that was an entertaining game. It wasn't. Maybe it is for you. For me, it's just not for me. So anyway, I can argue all night about that. And Rod could probably argue the other point all night too. So agree to disagree.
Yeah, maybe we should do it, actually.
We could have an NBA episode.
Yeah. Maybe we should do it. But until then, Doug, we'll do this. Yeah, this one wasn't a fan, y'all. Hero. I don't know. Revolution is doing like this big IPA line thing, crazy line thing. I sent Daniel a bunch of these. Some of them are good, some of them are misses, but I think you'll have that. This one was really good, Doug. Thank you for this one. This is good. I'm gonna finish this one.
Glad you like that one.
And then I don't know. Actually, this is kind of my favorite though. This Revolution. It was a non-IPA. Shout out to Maggie for getting me access to Revolution beers, but she also knew, Doug. This is how Maggie's smart. She knew that I would run on my stream and scream and holler about Revolution. So, Revolution, because Maggie Skinner is awesome. So,
yep.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Also, Rob, what's up with the new Call of Duty? Oh, I shouldn't even go. We're not going to go there, Doug. Doug, we're going to go to what you got.
Yeah. Okay. So I went with everything I had was good. There was not a bad thing amongst everything I had. I can't even rank them. That's how good everything was. So I had the coffee mead from Mulinated Meadery as a little bit of a precursor. That was super fucking excellent. Really, 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 really good mead. Thank you, Ren. I also had a old ale from Owego Brewing Company. Again, they don't do cans because they're just starting out. This is really good. It was 5.7 as an old ale. Really tasty, really well done style. And then there was the Chocolate Manifesto. Manny, that's dope. So we need to get Manny to know that this is his now moniker.
Yeah, we should probably send him some.
So that was excellent too. Man, just bangers for me all night. So
Doug, yeah, Daniel said he had the West Coast Hazy Nelson. The Nelson was good, wasn't it, Daniel? And then the Deepwood series is.
Man, I can't. I wish I could get some of that. Maybe I need to holler at a certain person who works at Revolution to see if I can.
You do. If she drops some out, she hooks me up, I'll hook you up for sure. That could be the easy way, or if you want to get a direct line with her. But I think you already have a direct line with Maggie, but that's cool.
I do.
Doug, what you also have a direct line to is what's going to happen next week.
Yeah, so next week I am super excited. This is a person. Oops, sorry, Greg, I popped it on, but whatever.
I was trying to.
Yeah. Anyway, next week we're going to have one of my favorite authors, somebody who I have become acquaintances with, as Chuck Wendig. We're going to bring him on to talk about his book Staircase in the Woods, which I read, which was fantastic. And just, if you've not followed Chuck on any social media, just trust me, that guy is all in line with what we're talking about, probably more. So from a societal and political standpoint. So it's going to be an entertaining as hell show, just because Chuck is an entertaining as hell human. So it's going to be super fun.
It's also going to be different, Doug. Why?
Why? What am I forgetting?
When does it start, Doug?
Oh, my apologies. It's going to start an hour early, folks. My bad. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific, because we have to accommodate Chuck's schedule a little bit on that. So, yeah. So it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be, I promise you it'll be a blast, because Chuck's funny as fuck. It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, and I suspect the interview will go like an hour, and then we'll probably talk after that. The interview will probably go until when we normally start, is what I'm thinking.
That maybe a half hour longer than that, but that's probably about
okay. You know what I mean, right? And then we'll have a little post cap, and then we'll get out of here. But and then I think the week after that is America Week, and we will not be on. So I think I could be wrong. Anyway. Yeah. Point is, we got Chuck, and that shit should be fun. Yeah. So, any parting shots though?
No, just no kings. I could not attend one of those because my son's graduation was that day, and I was really bummed. So, stand strong, folks.
And on that note, we'll see y'all next week, an hour early with Chuck Wendig. And if you can't miss that, it'll go out to YouTube, so it'll be out there. If you need the replay or if you get the memo. But Doug, we got to get we'll talk about this out here. Let's get the promo out this weekend. I'll be home all weekend because we have a heat advisory and I'm hiding from the heat. So I'll be able to get that. If we just even have to get get another promo, we'll get a promo out this weekend so that we can start reminding people that it's an hour earlier, or you can see it on the replay. So either way, I just want people to know. So we're gonna have to get that out early, but we're telling y'all who are listening 1 hour earlier for Chuck next week. And then if not, we'll still be streaming by the time y'all come in, if y'all still come in the normal time, but you'll miss some of Chuck at that point and you'll have to go back. But you'll get our lovely faces at least, for sure.
For sure.
And it'll be our America holiday preview. Anyway, we'll save all that for. There we go. We'll also ask Chuck about America holiday. I'm sure he'll have more than one or two things to say about it. So. That'll be out on YouTube on Daddy Porter. And until then, y'all have a great weekend. Stay cool. I know it's going to be heat advisories here. Heat index over 100, and in Wisconsin, that's something. Is it going to be heat for you? Not this weekend, but early next week, probably then, right? Because it's
early next week. Yes, early next week. This weekend. It's going to be warm. Don't get me wrong, but it won't be that hot until.
It will be that hot here. Yeah. So, cheers to y'all. Shout out for y'all Wisconsin brewery people. Check out Badger Beer Report. We lost another one today. We lost 1840, which is
what?
1840. Yeah, that's why I was late I came in at 8:00 because I was trying to. They dropped it like 3 hours ago. I was actually trying to put something out for Badger Beer Report on it, but it'll have to wait. Anyway, 1840, RIP. But yeah, y'all, see y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a great summer weekend. Yeah.
Happy summer solstice.
Yeah, happy summer solstice. It's right now.
Yes, sir.
10 o'clock, 10:24 or something like that. So
something like that. Something right around there. Yeah.
Happy summer solstice. See y'all next week with Chuck Wendig. Yeah.